Peace, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to the podcast. And the title is Dr. John Henrik Clarke Exposed Constantine Made Christianity Roman. And it's what the ignorant people of today, they like jumping in people's conversation, comes off with. Well, Constantine and it. Before Constantine, there was Christ and his disciples. They went around preaching and teaching, basically Christ. And the disciples learned. And after Christ left, the disciples are the first to be called Christians. That's why you got Judeo-Christians. Israelite Christians, basically. Yeah, I ain't got to talk. I got a presentation I can play right quick.
Constantine decided to make Christianity the religion of the whole of the Roman Empire.
The whole of the Roman Empire. But it started with Christ and his 12 disciples. And then after Christ left, his disciples went out, Peter and all of them. They was all Israelites. That's who Saul or Paul was persecuted.
Now we're coming to the critical period when the Roman domination of the church so corrupted the church. The Africans began.
The African. See, they like to mistake Hebrews or Israelites for Africans. But if you read historical documents, that Ham was the father of the dark race people, the Africans, but not the Negro.
Some disenchantment with the Roman interpretation of Christianity. Constantine calls a council of bishops and priests at a place called Nice, it's the Nicaean Conference. It is at this conference that the European created a European concept of Christianity.
So this is what the ignorant YouTubers that want to jump in my conversation will not tell you. That there's a Constantine version of Christianity, a European version, and there also is an Israelite version of Christianity with melanated people at the roots, which John Henrik Clarke liked to call Africans.
It was at this conference that they began to take the African saints out.
The African saints.
Of the literature of Christianity. Now the corruption had started. The physical concept of Jesus Christ did not exist. Now, how did it come into existence? Because the Pope commissioned it to come into existence. Michelangelo painted the picture using one of his relatives as model. And that picture, one of the finest pieces of propaganda ever projected in history, has changed the minds of millions of people as who's supposed to represent God, whoever he or she is. And I have no problem with the she. Spirituality is a way of accepting the fact that there is a spiritual force in the universe larger than all of mankind. But someone had to come along and invent a word called God. And someone had to say of another God. And say, mine is better than yours. And someone had to create faith. Someone said, I have the true faith. Religion is the organization of spirituality into something that became the handmaiden of conquerors. Nearly all religions were brought to people and imposed on people by conquerors and used as the frame.
So people, that's it. That's from who y'all would call an ancestor. He's a melanated person like me, but I don't know if he's my ancestor. I'm an Israelite. I don't think he ever claimed to be an Israelite. But with that said, hop on in the conversation, Money Rabbit. The Money Rabbit will lose his head if he come messing with Carl Albert Davis. Watch your head, Money Rabbit, because I take it. Peace.